this is my why. North Dakota carnivore changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all the way around. Lost the weight, cleared my mind, left that old road far behind. What I found was something true, did it myself, and so can you.
And good evening. Guess what? It's Wednesday. So that would typically mean the end of the 72-hour fast. And the fast has ended. So it's a good day. I want to start out reading this here real quick. This is just the last part of it. Hours 48 to 72 fast. Ketone plateau, BHB levels are high. Fat oxidation is full-time now. Protein sparing set. Nitrogen losses drop. Amino acids are largely spared. Thyroid and cortisol shift. Mild T3 dip. General cortisol rise. Normal, reversible. And approaching a 72-hour autophagy peaks, early immune cell turnover begins. So the ketones plateau at a high level. Beta hydroxybutyrate is likely leveled off high rather than continuing to climb sharply. The body self-regulates ketone production to match what the brain and the tissues can't actually use. Fat oxidation is now essentially your full-time metabolic mode. 2 years of fat adaptation likely means this plateau arrived faster and settled higher than for a newer low-carb dieter. So the ketone production plateaued. BHB self-regulates to match the brain and tissue demand rather than climbing indefinitely. That's a good point to remember when you're doing this. And that's one of the reasons why I track. Protein sparing well established. Classic fasting research. Cahill's study shows nitrogen losses, a marker of muscle protein breakdown, drops substantially versus the first 24 to 48 hours. The body is fully shifted to ketones and fat for energy, sparing amino acids. Growth hormone remains elevated, reinforcing this protective shift, and fat adaptation likely means you reach this efficient protein sparing state earlier than someone starting from a high carb baseline. So the nitrogen losses are substantially. Muscle protein breakdown drops as the body relies almost entirely on fat and ketones for its fuel at this stage. Mild T3 cortisol adjustments. T3 active thyroid hormone tends to drift slightly lower, a normal energy conserving response, not dysfunction. This shift reverses on refeed and is not the same as a harmful metabolic slowdown. Cortisol may run mildly elevated as part of the normal counter-regulatory response supporting gluconeogenesis and lipolysis. Typically stays within a healthy range. A subtle weird feeling that some notice here is this hormonal backdrop, not anxiety. So your thyroid T3 is down just a little bit and it's normal, reversible, energy conserving response and not a sign of metabolic damage at this duration. Autophagy is generally considered most active in this window based on available large animal model research. The duration is associated with the beginning of immune cell turnover. Some white blood cell populations decline during the fast. These populations rebound with newer cells upon refeeding. This effect is more consistently documented at this length or longer. Most of the meaningful immune reset appears to happen after refeeding, not during the fast itself. So autophagy is at its peak window from in the 72-hour range. The 72-hour mark is where research most consistently associates fasting and immune cell turnover beginning. What's different for me at this point, being a 2-year carnivore? Higher, steadier ketones, 2 years of upregulated ketogenic machinery likely means your BHB plateau sits higher with less day-to-day fluctuation than newly adapted fasters. Less muscle protein sacrifice, your body reached the efficient fat ketone dominant stage early. So amino acids are needed less for gluconeogenesis across the whole window. No real starvation mode risk here. Meaningful reductions in resting metabolic rate generally take much longer fasts, many days to weeks to show up. 72 hours doesn't get you there. In breaking the fast at 72 hours in a general healthy person, refeeding syndrome is a low risk. There's much more a concern in malnourished individuals or much longer fasts. Still, the stomach that's had nothing for 3 days can react to a large meal. So go small first. Eat a smaller first meal sits better than a full plate. Sodium and other electrolytes are still needed, so you have to watch your electrolytes and ease back into a full normal portion. I generally like to do half the length of a fast as the refeed. So a 72-hour fast would do a 36-hour refeed starting slow. So there we go. Now I did have issues with my fast yesterday, and I told you guys that. So let's take a look at this here real quick. I might have to put on this chat again. I did end my fast last night at 49 hours and 25 minutes. So it was just about half hour, maybe a little longer than that after the live stream. I went out and I talked with my wife about it, and we decided it was time to stop. And this morning, I broke my fast with brisket, 2 pieces of brisket. I actually had 2 hard boiled eggs. And I waited for about half hour, and I had 2 pieces of brisket and then a can of sardines. My Dr. Boz ratio this morning when I woke up, my blood sugars were at 116, which tells me something still isn't right within my body for my blood sugars to be that elevated off of what I ate, because it shouldn't have been that elevated. My DBR was 193. My ketones were only at a 0.6. Now, today, I ate sardines. I've had 4 cans of sardines, and what it did help to do is it helped to lower my blood sugars down to 78, but my ketones still remained at 0.6. So there's still something going on within my body. So this is what it looked like for my fast this week. My blood glucose was 95, 95, 95. My ketones went from 1.3 to 2.2 to 1.8. And then this morning, 116 and 70 for glucose, and my ketones stayed at 0.6. So that still tells me that there's something different with my body going on. Or if you look at last week, the same time frame, I went from 2.1, 2.0, 3.3 to 3.8. And at the end of the 72 hours, I was at 4.8. That's where I probably should have been. Okay. So there's something wrong. My body was telling me it was time to stop. So I listened to what my body was saying and I stopped. And look, we got Brian's in the house and I hope you're having a good day. So far, so good. It's been a pretty good day. Jeff, good evening. How are you doing today? Carnivore Wayne's in the house. Good evening, Wayne. Nice to see you here. 22 QCat Lynn. Hello, what's going on? Twin Brook Acres Rick is in the house. Uncle Charlie says, what's up? I'm going strong last night. The geriatric was talking trash about me on Homesick Buckeye Russell. Homesick Buckeye Russell stuck up for me. Great guy. That's good. 22 QCat. Isabella, good evening. How are you doing tonight? Great to see you here. Uncle Charlie says, I caught the replay. It's nice when you aren't somewhere and someone sticks up for you. It's heartwarming. It is. It's good to see. Thank you. Double tap the screen for a like. Appreciate that, Uncle Charlie. I forget to ask for that all the time. Everybody's saying hello. Aaron's in the house. Good evening, Aaron. How are you doing tonight? Now you're doing the sardines with Brian and Amy right now. I started mine at 5:30 this morning when I had my first can of sardines. Select, good evening. How are you doing today? And how's your fast going? I know you put it in drums, and I remember reading it, but I cannot remember what was going on. Sorry about that, Select. Russell was calling me Uncle Snickers because Monday night I told Carnivore Talk I stopped drinking coffee with Snicker coffee cream. Bob and Geezy are gentlemen like yourself and Russell. That's funny. That's I like that. I never got into the flavored coffee creamers. I've always drank my coffee just black. I've tried creamers and I really never cared for them. Even heavy cream, to me doesn't go well with coffee. And Aaron says, I ate bacon this morning, had coffee in the afternoon. Yeah, I saw that one. Thomas says you were drinking your coffee. That's a little bit late there, I think. But if you can still sleep at night after drinking coffee in the afternoon, I'd go for it. When do we make stem cells and how long into a fast? Your OMAD, 8 eggs, 1 pound of bacon a day. The stem cells happen after you break your fast. And it's from what I was just reading, it's after the 72-hour mark when you break your fast, the stem cells start to be regenerated. And it's the same with your immune system. It happens around the same time. So 72 hours. And as a carnivore, it's believed in some of the research that as a carnivore who's already in ketosis, when you start a fast like this, you reach those stages earlier. So like your 24-hour fast is more like a 48. The 48 is more like a 72 and so on, because you're already in the ketosis, so you don't have to go through the changing of the stages like that. Next day, 8 eggs and 1 pound of American Wagyu beef. Oh, that sounds delicious. I like the American Wagyu beef. It's actually not a bad beef. I've got some brisket that I ground up in my freezer here. I gotta pull some of that out. That's got some really good fat in it too. And Babe, good evening from Oklahoma. It's nice to see you in here tonight. Thanks, Aaron. Professor. That's just funny. Does that make you Gilligan or Mr. Howell? You're not the skipper anymore. Uncle Charlie says I eat one meal a day and can lose more weight than if someone didn't eat for 40 days. Just saying, if you know, you know. Microphone drop. If you have the weight to lose, you can. That is true. I don't know if you're down at a nice lean weight there again, Uncle Charlie. I don't know if you have much more body fat to lose. So doing a 40-day fast for you would be tough. I appreciate that, Uncle Charlie. You also you've had some great weight loss. You have a great healing story that you don't tell enough. And I don't think I've ever seen you on a interview. You should get out there and put your story out more. Erin says she ate at an earlier time yesterday and the numbers were poopy. DVR of 92, right? John Together Strong, hello. Great to see you, my friend. Charlie says we don't need Dr. Boz. We know what to eat. Just don't eat cheese, yogurt, cottage cheese, sour cream, sticks of butter for entertainment. Correct. Eating for entertainment is not good. Eat for your nourishment, and that's what you do. Makes a big difference when you are doing that. Brian says, I'm on a call. What's going on with UC? That's Jerry. One of the creators said a lot of people with channel eat like it when the camera is off. Just saying. Some people do, and some people don't. So it's neither here nor there. Some people have different ways of healing, and some people can eat differently too. But when you have a great healing story, because you went from a heavy guy like me down into your what 184 or something like that, right? So you lost a tremendous amount of weight, and just that inspiration for other people to see that and to understand that it can happen. And then recently, where you've cut out the dairy and the butter and the cheese, and you've dropped more weight again. It's a great inspiration, and more people need to hear it, in my opinion. Yeah, that 116 could be adaptive glucose sparing. It it could be a lot of things. I noticed today when I was at work, my sinuses were stuffy and I had junk in the back of my throat, mucus in the back of my throat. So I don't know if our weather change recently has caused me to start having some allergy issues where I'm getting mucus again, or if I'm catching a cold. It's possible. And from previous experience and with my wife, I know that whenever she starts to get a cold, her glucose goes up. So am I fighting something? I just know that my body was telling me it was time to break my fast, and I listened to my body for once. Well, I do that for a lot. But thanks, Rick. I appreciate that. It is good observation. Angie says she's glad I'm feeling better. Good listening. It is. And coming on here and talking about it, it lets people know that you can still have a successful fast, even if you have to break it. Did I fail? No, I still did a fast. I just didn't reach the numbers that I wanted. Listen to my body, and my body wasn't doing good, so I ended my fast. I did what I was supposed to do. Jeff is at 25 hours. We'll probably stop at 38 hours on his alternate day fasting, which is a tremendous way. And by the way, I had my eggs, my brisket last night, and a can of sardines. Today I've had 4 cans of sardines. So maybe tomorrow morning my numbers will be better. There's only one way to find out. I have enough sardines to do this here through Friday. So that is what I'm going to do. Yes, Angie, and hello, by the way. All right. Living the dream? Yeah. You're at 3 cans so far? That's good. Everybody's still saying hi. Shell Bell, she made it. Welcome. How are you tonight? Great to see you here. Aaron says I can drink coffee right before bed. I used to be able to do that. And I used to do it all the time, drink right up until I went to bed, and I'm out. I don't have a problem with that. Everybody saying hi. Shellbell, sometimes I drink a couple of cups of decaf, make my mind think it's dessert. It's not a bad idea. I don't know if I can drink decaf either. Actually, today's 60 days, coffee free, 60 days, and I actually feel really good. Oh, I forgot. Yesterday, I also had chicken wings. My wife at the after I got done eating what I was eating, and I went and did some stuff and came back in, and she was on the phone. She was ordering from Buffalo Wings and Rings for my granddaughters. And she's like, "Do you want anything?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, you're ordering wings for me. 5 traditional buffalo wings, medium, perfect." So maybe that the high glucose number was from the buffalo wings, but they were uh, they weren't bad or anything like that. It was just the bone-in wings, traditional wings, Frank's Red Hot and butter for the sauce that they use. Wasn't bad. Let's see. Slack says I broke my 72-hour, 29 hours, and you're restarting. Well, you know what to do there, Slack. You just got to make up your mind, and we can do that, you know? Yep, fills you up, and you're not bloated when you're not eating the butter and the dairy and stuff. Yeah, I get that. Uncle Charlie says my wife said I look like a crackhead, but you don't mind. You used to eat for no reason just because people around you at the table. When you go to someone's house, cake, candy, garbage all over the place. And that's one of the biggest habits to get rid of is eating because other people are. Let's see, go away for a couple of days. I will cook 3 meals before I leave One a day. Nothing can stop this train. That's good. Gen X Tech Nerd, hello. It's nice to see you here again tonight. How are you getting used to being at home? And this is the Element Iced Tea Lemonade. I do like that. It is very good. And that's got 50 milligrams of caffeine in it, and that doesn't keep me awake. So Jeff said we have had thunderstorms and rain all day in southwest Ohio. Man, that sucks. Uh, We were supposed to get possible thunderstorms today, and I haven't seen any, and I'm trying not to. Angie says we're having some rain right now. Jeff, you got out of the pool just in time. This was your fasting day. Awesome. Yeah, I know. I used to work in the oil field, and I'd spend 2 weeks a month away from home, and it got kind of old at times. Um, when I was trying to be healthy and working out and doing stuff like that, it was actually a blessing because when I went out to my rig that I worked on, I stopped at Walmart or the grocery store as I was heading out of town. I bought my 2 weeks worth of food, and that's what I ate. I didn't eat anymore. I spent so much money, and that was all I did. And I didn't go out to eat. I didn't go anywhere else. I did my workouts on a daily basis because I controlled my own schedule. It was actually pretty good, but I miss coming home. It was always nice to be able to finally get home and relax. Yeah, Aaron, did you have any issues with the after the accident? No soreness, tenderness, or anything like that? Because that accident sucks when people do stuff like that. And did they ever find that vehicle or not? Or you don't know yet? Okay, you are doing well. That's good. That's really good to hear. So, well, I'm gonna just do this. Anybody want to join on screen? You can. Maybe if this lets me paste it in there. I don't know what the heck just happened to my screen, but it just flashed. All right. What am I drinking? That's the lemonade iced tea from Element. Um, it's their summer drink. It's actually really good. I like it. People say it tastes like the Arnold Palmer. I'm not really sure because I never drank those, but I do like it. It is really good. And you got to call back in a week, see if they found anything on that car. I hope they find something. It's living the dream, right? And does it raise my blood sugar? No. And that's one of the reasons why I do drink this here when this one doesn't raise my blood sugar. The orange element can raise my blood sugar, as can the watermelon. And I don't know why. They're all pretty much the same formulation in there, but those two seem to do weird stuff to my blood sugar. The lemonade doesn't. The I don't remember the pink lemonade. I don't think that one does, but this one here doesn't, and lemonade doesn't. So we got a couple of them I can drink. Yeah, only if you report it or somebody else. You never know. Living the dream and loving life. It's the way it should be. All right. Well, it's been 30 minutes. I'm about done for the night. I'm still tired. I got to get to bed early tonight. One of these days, I'm actually going to get to bed the right time. Um, I won't be doing a live stream Thursday and Friday, but I will be back on Saturday morning. And Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central Time, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Central Time. And then again next week, doing my 72-hour fast. That'll be the week of the 17th, 18th, and 19th. And then that'll be my last week that I'm doing the 72-hour fast. And I will be going to a alternate day fasting after that. And then on the 22nd, I'll be going on Thomas's channel for an interview with him, a live interview. So that'll be Saturday afternoon. I hope you all can be there for that. Yeah. Everybody have a great night. I'm not sure who's going live tonight, Uncle Charlie. Yeah, she's actually doing much better. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate that, Gen X Tech Nerd. You all have a great night. Take care, and we'll see you in the chats tonight, tomorrow. Thank you.